grab your coffee, popcorn or pizza because today I will be reviewing the show WandaVision that just came out yesterday when you're watching this, and there are already 2 episodes out which I was so excited to watch. By the way, if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Jojo Rarity. First of all, I'm gonna say it's my first review. I never did a review before, so please don't hate on me because it's my first time doing something like that. And this year kinda is cool for new TV shows or new movies to come out. That's why I thought why not do reviews of it, because I'm kind of like a movie TV show kind of channel and it's fun to do something like that. First of all, I gotta talk about the show. It's about Wanda and Vision, who are like super powered beings who live an idealized suburban life, and everything does not appear as it seems. So before I get into this, I just want to say click off if you haven't watched Endgame or like the other movies that appear, because it's gonna be super spoilers. And it's not a spoiler-free content. So first, before going into the show, you need to watch, of course, the movies where the first time Wanda and Vision appear, and they appear at the same time. The first time you see them is in Avengers Age of Ultron. So Vision was born because Ultron created him and wanted to be in his side, but then Vision did see a different outcome and joined Tony Stark's side. Of course, he joined the good side, as we all know it. And it's so funny because Wanda and Vision were like opposite sides, because Wanda joined Team Cap. So yeah, then of course after that, Infinity War, and the most important of it all, Endgame. Because of course the last movie and the show is after Endgame. And because I'm gonna spoil it for you guys, as you know it, Thanos killed Vision. So yeah, it's pretty sad. Of course, Endgame is so sad. I only watched it once because I can't seem to watch it again because I'm only crying when I'm watching this. So yeah, those are the movies that you check out before you go into this show. So first of all, I'm gonna talk about episode 1 because there are like 2 episodes already out, which is pretty cool, and I already watched both of them. So it started with Wanda and Vision. The beginning was kind of confusing because it just showed them like being this happily married couple. Like Wanda was wearing her wedding dress, and then they enter their home. They're like new in their place, in this suburban home. Wanda is a housewife who can cook and clean with the ability of her powers, and Vision has a computational job which is like kinda about computers, which is funny because he's like part computer. So yeah, if you know the sitcom Bewitched, I think it kind of went into that direction, because I remembered when I watched this, because it's like a sitcom in the 50s. So that was funny. So they settled into the new home as a married couple, and then they see a calendar they're hanging, and the date is August 23, and it was marked, and I wonder why it's marked. Why is this a special occasion or something? Is it the anniversary? Is it one of their birthdays? Is it the date of his death or something? I don't know. And also, they have no idea what's going on, because when they walk into the home, it's like their lives just started right now. They don't know anything about the past. They don't know how they got married. They don't know how long they're married, and just nothing about the personal life before they go into this home. It's like weird. But the only thing they do remember is that they got powers, and they know they're not human, not really human, and that's why it's kind of weird and confusing at first for them also. So when Vision goes to work, Wanda was visited by their noisy neighbor called Agnes, and she kind of like welcomed her to this neighborhood. And then she was asking so many questions. She's kind of so talkative, and then she assumed that Wanda is a single woman, but then she said, no, I'm a married woman. It's because she doesn't wear any ring. So that was weird. So Wanda talked to her about that she's celebrating something special tonight, and Agnes was asking what's the celebration, and then Wanda just said an anniversary, but she didn't know it was really an anniversary, so she just lied to her kinda. And then she was so excited, the neighbor, she wanted to help her out, like she asking what's the wedding song and everything, like how to meet and everything, but Wanda has no idea, so she doesn't know how to answer it. So later in this episode, Vision goes to work, and then he finishes work quickly because he's like part computer, so it's kind of fast in there. Then comes the best part of this episode, the dinner scene, which is so funny because Wanda wasn't prepared to cook anything. She doesn't have anything prepared. Also don't have much of food because Vision doesn't eat, right? Only her. So yeah, she asks Agnes for her help. So she comes over, bringing her some food, and then Wanda wanted her to go away soon because she wanted to do her powers to cook the food, of course, so it goes kind of faster. But everything spirals out of control. She doesn't know how to use it. And then the most funny part, like lobsters was like flying around through the window because she was so scared because Vision came in and she thought it was them because they're hiding the powers, making them distracted, singing songs along with them because it takes so long for her to cook. And then the boss kind of got like impatient and asking where's the food and why it's taking so long. And then Vision checks up on her and says she has a problem with the food and it's not ready, so she kind of has to improvise. Then suddenly with her powers that didn't solve it, she decked the table and everything and the food was ready. And they kind of ate breakfast for dinner. And the boss said, breakfast for dinner? And the wife said, well, it's a European thing again. Which is so true because in Germany, people eat breakfast for dinner sometimes. Like the older generation, not everyone, because I don't eat breakfast for dinner because I almost usually eat warm food. But most of them eat like toast for dinner. So there's some creepy part happened. The boss kind of choked on the food and then his wife keep on saying, stop it, stop it, stop it. It was so creepy because she was like so normal about it while he's choking. And then Wanda was so shocked at this happening and also Vision didn't move an inch. And suddenly Wanda came out of it and said to Vision, go save him. And then he used power on him, which I didn't saw of course. And then everything was fine. Suddenly he got up and said, there was a fun night. And the wife was just smiling all the time, which is so creepy. She wasn't worried at all because it's like fake everything. So yeah, and then they just said, okay, we're gonna go home now, thanks for the night. And then he said he will go talk to Vision and maybe give him a promotion. So they leave the house and then they're all by themselves again. So I'm gonna talk about the first episode. It was a bit kind of confusing at the beginning because I didn't know what was happening all the time. But of course, we know it's not all real because kind of fake. And the ending was also a bit weird because someone was watching them like on the tape. So I don't know if she wanted this or someone did this to her. So that's the confusing of it all. But it was a good opening and I loved the mystery of it. So I'm gonna be talking about episode 2 now. So the episode begins that they heard a noise outside and then she wanted Vision to check it out and he did check it out but he didn't see anything outside. And then he told Wanda, don't be scared, it's nothing going on. But in the end, he was scared, it was funny. And then Wanda checked it out. But then it was just a branch that she used her power on. It was so funny because they were like arguing. They were like kind of really a married couple at the time. Anyway, the next day, Wanda and Vision, they practiced their magic tricks. Because they're gonna join a talent show. And it's so funny because they have powers, but they're gonna do it like without powers, basically. Because Wanda wanted to fit in with the normal people. Oh, when Vision goes to work, something weird happened to Wanda. She hears a sound again and then she goes out and maybe this was a sound she heard the other night. And she saw a red helicopter lying on the ground. Or like lying on the branches or something. And it was super weird because it was in color. So Wanda was checking it out, holding it in the hand and thinking, why it's in color, and then there's the number 57 on it. So she acted confused because I'm thinking she doesn't remember her past, she doesn't know the real world anymore, and maybe this number means something to her. Maybe someone's trying to reach out in the real world and she kind of look like it's familiar to her. So then she goes to Agnes to this community meeting because Agnes said she has to meet Dottie, who is like a neighborhood sweetheart and kind of important to this town. She's like a big deal. So then she said yes and they go there together. So she goes there and it was so hard for her to be fitting in. It was so relatable because I have a hard time fitting in with new people and Dottie is kind of intimidating. So yeah, there was that. But she does met a friend there who's called Jolene. And I'm thinking she's gonna be a big part of the show. Gonna be like a good friend for her. So after everything, they go home, but only Dottie and Wanda stay behind because she's helping to clean up the foods and everything. And then Dottie comes to her and says, who are you? It's like she don't like her. I don't know why. Maybe she's like jealous of her. And then she was so shocked and said, what do you mean, who am I? And then something weird happened. There was like a radio nearby and suddenly it was like vibrating and then the voice was calling out to her saying, Wanda, Wanda, can you hear me? something like that. And she was so confused, and that woman also heard it. She was asking again, who the hell are you? So the important thing now is, who's that voice calling out to her? Because for me it seems like kind of like Hawkeye voice. I'm not sure, I'm just thinking in my mind, maybe it's like Hawkeye, could be him or Doctor Strange, because Doctor Strange is also a huge part of the story later on, because in the movies it's gonna be connected kinda. So I don't know. Wanda was kinda scared and shocked and kinda destroyed the radio, but Dottie didn't notice it. And then she got hurt because like it came to her hand and she has a cut in her hand which was bloody red, which is also weird. Wanda was seeing it, but I think Dottie didn't see it because she was acting normal. She only goes away and says she's gonna clean up the cut. So yeah. So back to Vision, he also has a hard time fitting in. That's why he goes to this members only group which he wasn't invited to, because he wants to get to know the guys more. Maybe he's like into his work more, so the guys kind of find him weird and only laugh at him. And then at some point they ask if he wants some food. He answers, no, I don't eat. And the guys look at him weirdly and thinking, what kind of guy is this? Then he quickly says, no, I only eat in meal times, not in between, something like that. So yeah, then the meeting goes on, and later on they offered him a gum, and then he takes it and he accidentally swallows it. And of course it makes weird things to his body because he can't eat, and it kind of got stuck inside of his body. So the magic show is kind of the best part. Like Wanda is at the magic show and she's waiting for her husband to come. And then he suddenly comes acting all drunk, which is so funny because he knows something is wrong with his body, so he's acting drunk. And Wanda is thinking, what's going on with him? I know he can't drink or something. But anyway, the show must go on because it's their time to shine. And everything was so funny. It's like the best part in this episode. The funny thing is because Vision uses real power all the time. He was like flying around. He was lifting stuff with his powers, and of course Wanda was worried and thinking, oh my god, what you doing? So she reveals the secrets behind it. She does. When she was flying, she appeared like a rope appeared, something. Don't you see, she's like flying with a rope. And then with the piano flying object, she made it like it's just fake piano, something like that, so they won't wonder what's going on. It's like real magic. So it was like basically Wanda saving the show, because you don't want them to know they have like actual powers. And the last part of the show was the most funny one. Like actually they wanted to let Wanda disappear, but then because Vision has no idea anymore what to do, and Wanda did that, they make like Jolene appear. There was like a box, the magic box, something like closet, and suddenly Jolene appears, and they're all like shocked and wondering, wow, that's a good show or something like that. So later on backstage, Wanda confronts him asking what the hell is wrong with him. So Wanda was checking out what's wrong with him, and suddenly she discovered there's a gum stuck in his body. So he got the gum out. And yeah, that was it. And then they were like so embarrassed, and maybe they thought they ruined the show, so they kind of want to hide away from them. But then Dottie calls out for them, and she was saying she loved the show, it was super funny, and it was the best comedy show they ever witnessed. So she gave them an award for that. So later back at home, something weird has happened. She's suddenly pregnant, which can't be real because, first of all, Vision is dead, and second of all, how can she get pregnant? But it's just a fake world, and maybe it's something she wanted, that's why it happened. And yeah, and then something else creepy happened at the end. That like they heard a sound and they go out to check it out. When they go out, there was a sewage, and suddenly a man comes out of it, and he's dressed as a beekeeper. She was looking at him and he was looking back, and she was so shocked to see him. I don't know if she knows him or just thinking she was so scared of him, because she says this can't be happening, and suddenly she rewinds time and she goes back to the point when she said to Vision that she's pregnant, something like that. And she doesn't have a rewind powers or something like that, but since it's all in her mind, of course she can do whatever she wants. So that's why she can rewind time, because it's in her mind. So anyway, at the end, the best thing ever happened is because suddenly everything turns to color, and finally everything is in color. Finally Vision is red, and finally Wanda has this pretty red hair. And yeah, that's why the ending was so exciting for the next episode to come, because I didn't like the black and white thing. in my opinion, episode 2 was already better than the first one, because then you already know that they're kind of stuck in a sitcom in her mind, something like that. And I'm just thinking if that's what she wants, that she decided, or that something did this to her. I don't know. And also the question is, who's the voice on the radio? I really want to know. And of course they're gonna be exploring that more in the other episodes. There's only gonna be 6 episodes, so let's see what's gonna happen. First of all, I'm gonna talk about the show as a whole, like the aspects that's kinda made like a sitcom in the 50s. Yeah, and it made it so funny for me. What I didn't like is the black and white theme, because I'm not a fan of that. That's why I'm thinking the next episodes are gonna be much better, because it's finally in color. And yeah, I'm so excited. Also, the comedy was on point. I find it super funny. Comment down below if you understand what I was talking about. Did I did a good review, because it was my first time, as I mentioned. So yeah, I just want to do like a brief in-depth of these episodes, and yeah, it was kind of fun. It was something I never did before, and kind of trying something new for this year. I'm kind of excited to do more reviews in the future. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoy this kind of content. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more reviews, and also don't forget to click on the bell notifications so you know exactly when I upload. I upload every Wednesdays and Saturdays. So see you guys next time. Bye.